Hello, it is Niemira at Blockchain Futurist Conference 2019, and I have a pleasure of speaking with Tracy Laparulo from Untraceable. She is a founder and the CEO and the face of Untraceable and the heart and soul behind the Blockchain Futurist Conference. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, you had those conferences right now for a while. So when did you start?
Yeah, well, I started blockchain events in 2013 in the city, and I ran the first Bitcoin Expo in Canada in 2014. So it was one of the largest in the world at the time, and about 800 people back in 2014, which was just specifically Bitcoin, and the first time Ethereum really came to the picture.
Yeah. So what made you interested in this industry, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and you started early in 2013, so it wasn't that popular at that time.
Yeah, well, at the time I was at university. I went to Ryerson University, and I actually got the opportunity to go to Kenya. And where I went there is I started a microfinance program. And so we funded women entrepreneurs, loans, and taught them financial literacy. And when I came back to Canada, I realized how ridiculous the fees were and how frustrating the process was for overseas, sending money overseas. And so in university, I had a group of friends that introduced me to a concept and to Bitcoin. And right away got into the space in Toronto at a place called Bitcoin Decentral that was run by Anthony Diorio. And through there, he wanted to run a big conference in the city with the Bitcoin Association of Canada. And so as a volunteer, I actually joined as a volunteer, came on board. And that's kind of how I went down that rabbit hole and got catapulted to it.
Yes,
so,
and nothing scared you. They were like different gossips about, Silk Road, Bitcoin.
It terrified my parents more than it terrified me.
Yes.
Yeah, at the time, it didn't have the best connotation. So the first Bitcoin Expo we did, I would say more than 50% of the audience was social entrepreneurs. About 30% were libertarians, some anarchists, anti-government, definitely technology.
The rebels.
The rebels, yeah. A bit of people from the banks, but they would never say they were from a bank. Like, it was just such a taboo. But a lot for social entrepreneurial, which is the way I came in as well. Of how do you help the unbanked? How do you level the playing field for everyone around the world? Which you look at the audience now, it's radically different.
Yes. So how do you see the community changing throughout the years?
Yeah, I think as time progresses, it becomes a bit more mainstream. Like I said before, you would never say you were from a bank. Now people are very proud of it. The concept of the term blockchain has become more popular. So before it was always Bitcoin, then cryptocurrency, and now it's about more than just the crypto side of it, the cryptocurrency side. And so now you got healthcare and supply chain, all these industries kind of flooding towards it. I remember it was around 2015, late 2015. I kind of ended all of my projects in Bitcoin. I was working at Jax at the time. I was working at Decentral. And then I decided to kind of look for another job outside the Bitcoin space and couldn't find one because all I had was Bitcoin. And the news at the time, it was hostages, drugs. It was all these really scary, bad things. And I actually took it off my LinkedIn, took it off my resume. And then fast forward about 2016, it started becoming a bit more popular again. And now it's the sexiest thing to have on your resume. So I added it all back in at this point.
Yes, absolutely. Well, good for you. So how does it actually make you feel that you're contributing so much to the community?
Yeah, it definitely makes me, it empowers me for sure. Like, it makes me feel amazing to see the projects grow. Amazing to see just the community grow overall, and I love seeing new people come to the space. That gets me the most excited. At Futurist, we try really hard to not just keep it to that cryptocurrency, blockchain, same community. We bring in Techstars and Founders Institute and all the incubators in the space. We really go out to the broader tech community, AI now too, and just kind of get them introduced to Bitcoin and blockchain and cryptocurrency. And so that, I think, gets me the most excited. I love seeing people that say, this is my first conference.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've noticed actually that there is, at the blockchain conferences, there's more and more women coming as well.
Makes me amazing. I remember at 2014, we did a woman, like a woman panel. It wasn't even a panel, it was a women's session, bring all the women together. I think it was like 6 of us. It was like, we all got together, and now I love seeing it. I think it's, we've got a lot more females, we got a lot more kids, we got a lot more, it's just a more diverse audience.
They taking actually the charge. You can actually see many of them, they are founders and they're looking for different solutions. And actually, as a matter of fact, for women, also for men, a lot of companies are starting just because they think, okay, there's really a problem and let's address it through actually blockchain solutions.
Yeah. Which is quite amazing. So I'm excited to see.
It is.
I think this conference itself, has with quite a few females. I think Canada overall, they're really leading the way with the females in blockchain. So
well, you're providing at this conference the knowledge, the connectivity.
Yeah.
People can network. And a lot of entertainment.
Yeah.
Which is actually very unusual because sometimes even the blockchain conference or crypto conferences are quite serious. And,
Definitely.
And people are just kind of very tense and they think I have this solution, I have to do this or I have to do that.
Yeah.
But here it's more like a fun way. People are looking forward to have a party after, to have a beautiful view at this location, like enjoying themselves, which makes them more relaxed and in the process, as a matter of fact, much more connected with one another.
Exactly. Well, it's here to foster conversations. So there's a lot of areas where you can see the stage but still talk to the person beside you. That was really important for us, so it wasn't such a divide. It's supposed to foster conversations, deal making, collaboration. But our big theme that we have this year is we call it Planet Now, a planet with IT. So in order to create a future, we need a planet, and Planet Now being the new open world. And so we tried to bring as much blockchain technology as we can on site at the conference so people can touch it and play with it, because you can hear someone talk about it, you can watch videos explain it, but until you touch it and feel it and play with it, sometimes you just don't understand how it all works. And so we have lots of different ways on the conference.
So what is the favorite part of the conference? When you have speakers, for example, do you prefer like single presentations or panels?
Ooh, I actually think it's medium. The fireside chats are my favorite. I like the fireside, so usually 2 people.
You like to have people crashing and opening.
Yeah. I also love, I love the panelists. Like we have a few firesides, one coming up today, Pluto Mine, and he said, get someone who's going to ask me the tough questions. Get someone who, so I can, convince them this is the best project. I love people that want to have that excitement on stage. That's really exciting for us.
And when you have speeches, and they talking about blockchain, development of blockchain, or they also talking about the future of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
What fascinates you most, blockchain or cryptocurrency?
Honestly, probably cryptocurrency and blockchain. I'm a big believer that if someone, it bugs me when people say, I believe in blockchain, but I don't believe in cryptocurrency. Because my big belief is in order to make the world a better place, a lot of it has to do with their monetary system, and money is such a fundamental part of how this whole thing works. And so in my perspective, it's, for the people who say, no, I'm not cryptocurrency, I'm just blockchain, still great, but for me, I think it's got to be both. They all work together. In order to change this world, we got to change the way that the world does business. We got to change the way the world does events, and we got to change. It all works together. So whether it's a dollar or a token or a piece of something, an aspect of something, it all kind of in some ways works together. So
what do you think about tokenization?
I think it's amazing.
Assets?
Yeah, I think it's incredible. I think it's just the beginning. Right? I think right now we're talking about tokenization assets. I think in 2 years, everybody will know what that is, and it'll be something kind of even more in depth of what we can do with it. Really, what is a dollar? What is an exchange of value, right? So it's like it all kind of in some ways works together. So I'm a big believer in it. But yeah.
So Tracy, you created Blockchain Futurist Conference.
Yes.
How would you see the future in 5 to 10 years?
Ooh. Well, so what we did here is I think every blockchain event in the world should be using blockchain technology on site. I think we bring all these sponsors together.
That's period. That's
period.
Your statement.
That 100% should happen. I think the best way to test your blockchain project out is an event. It's literally a mini world. We have attendees, which are like citizens. We all pay taxes, which is kind of like your ticket price. We all utilize people to go and do things on site. So we have food, we have our plumbing system, we have our waste disposals. We literally have an entire world. We have our internet. We have everything that you need in a little world in this little event.
So you're creating actually a little world.
A little world. That's why it's called Planet Now. It's like a planet. And so what we've done is we've brought blockchain technology as much as we can on site. So all of our produce here, you can track from farm to table. Fruits, the veggies, you can actually swipe and you can see came right from the chicken coop, right to a distribution network, right to a kitchen, right to the table here. Same with our vegetables, our broccoli and our cauliflower, as well as our peaches and plums and apricots. You can track them on the supply chain here. We have our live art. It's
So now this is a little secret. Now I know why Tracy actually took a trip to the farms before the event.
Yeah.
Yes.
We brought the full team there. We worked with the farmers and suppliers there. It really is to show use cases of it. So now you can take this use case and we can bring it into a kind of a real world scenario. And so it's a nice stepping stool and event to create those kind of stories. Another cool is an artwork. So we've put the artwork on the blockchain to show the origin. We put our insurance documents and a lot of our documents for the conference on the blockchain. Not necessarily the fact that you need event insurance on a blockchain, but there's a lot of use cases for insurance in the real world that would need to be on the blockchain.
So it's not enough that you created this conference. It's not enough that you're looking forward to the future. You're actually bringing blockchain from ground up, that people can start to use it, from farmers and little shops, understanding how it works, how it can benefit them, how it can benefit the communities and the customers, and at the same time, getting used to it.
Yeah, and touch it and play with it and feel it and make it real, because it just seems so digital sometimes. What's digital money, right? People need to touch cash. Well, there's things you can still touch, right? You can still pick up your Apple and look at an app and see the fact where you can trace it. So
from now on, I'm going to pick up the apricot and say, well, this is my Bitcoin.
You can scan it, yeah, exactly.
This is the part. And the peach is actually bigger, so maybe that's
there a bit. There you go. Yeah, we have QR codes in a lot of them. All the food trucks, we airdrop everybody the buns and the bits for it, the food trucks. Our POS systems here are by CycleBit, and they're all on, you could accept Bitcoin, Ethereum. I think it's the first time I've ever really done an event. Our helicopter rides, you can pay with cryptocurrency to get onto them. Our tickets to come here with Event Chain, which are smart tickets and on cryptocurrency. Pretty much any way that I was able to utilize blockchain in this event, we tried to do it. And so our goal, back to the question about 10 years from now, I love to see all the events to adopt the concept of bringing the technology on site, because in order to change the world, we need to change events, because life is just a series of events. And so if we can get it right at an event, then we can get it right in the real world. Because really after this, you're going somewhere else, it's probably an event, you're gonna wake up tomorrow and probably go to a meeting, which is a similar event. And so your life really is just these series of events. And so I think that's actually the path to mainstream.
So tell me one thing that Ms. Tracy Laparulo would like to do and improve. Beyond what you already done it.
I always love to figure out how do we get more new people into the space and make people feel comfortable for being here. And so I'm a big believer, and I speak about it a lot. When you are somebody in the space who's been around for quite some time, answer people's questions, make people feel welcome. Remember that you were that new person that was in the space before. And so if there's anything that I would love to see is just how do we get more people into the space, and how do we get people who have been here helping new people to come into the space, because it's a collaborative and we all need to work together. And I find, over the years, people who are brand new become experts. These experts start, being kind of too cool for the new people coming in. So we really got to just be with open arms and help everyone out and support each other.
Well, I'm looking forward to the future. Listening to you, the future for me is very bright. And, I would love to actually step in that future with you, Tracy.
I would love for you to be in our future. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate everything you do for the community all the time.
I appreciate actually, the entire venue and the entire event, because it really brings people together and makes them to communicate and open up. And what is actually the better, like as we already said, what is the better way when people just kind of, relaxing and cooling down, and they can talk to one another.
I love it. Yeah.
So thank you so much.